Hello Aries, I am back with your love reading for the month of March. I'm going to start off once again with the singles followed by those in a relationship. So let's take a look at your cards. Right, so hello Aries. This is your love reading for the month of March, and this is for those of you that are single. So to just run through your cards, you have the reverse Two of Swords, Ten of Pentacles upright, the reverse the Empress, reverse the Strength, and you have the Ace of Wands for your outcome card. So definitely for the start of March for you presently in your love life, you know, there is definitely there an underlying pain that you still feel. So whether that's from a previous relationship, you know, and it could be for some of you, and I just want to point out to you that, you know, this is a general love reading, so you need to take what resonates with you, and it's not going to resonate with all of you, but for some of you there's definitely pain there. And whether you've recently actually broken up with somebody that you just had enough, and maybe you just felt you was just suffering too much, and that pain is definitely coming to the surface, and as you come into March and at the start of March for some of you, you know, I think, you know, this previous relationship, you broke up because there was just too many arguments, and there was just no, you know, you just weren't moving forward. You weren't heading for a positive direction, the two of you. For some of you, if you actually do have a love interest, that you've got your eye on somebody, then they are going to realise that actually they like you too, and that they've got feelings for you as well. There's no particular horoscope sign in this reading. There's many different people, so I think there's many different options that you actually may have. You know, whoever you've got your eye on, yes, they are going to realise they've got feelings for you, but you're going to have to be patient, and that's what you know, you're going to have to wait for them to make that move, because at the start of the month they're not there yet. Okay, you have the Ten of Pentacles, so you really do want to just be happy. You're tired of the pain, you really want that happy ever after. And some of you, you know, you're waiting for that person that's going to be your soulmate. You know, you're waiting for that person who's going to be your partner, you could have children with, maybe even the cats, the dogs and everything. You know, you really want that. There may be, for some of you who have just started dating somebody, if you've just started dating somebody, that bond is going to grow for you. You know, you're going to be quite happy then. You know, it's definitely going to be very peaceful for you, a peaceful time with this person, and definitely some happiness, which is, I think, really what you need. If you're still single, then definitely new love is coming in fast. So look out for that. And like I said, that it really could be anyone. There's nothing really standing out here in this reading. So that's what's going to happen at the start of the month for some of you. The unexpected. Now you have the reversed Empress. So this talks about somebody that you have a love interest. So whether it is this new person you started dating, it can very quickly turn sour, basically. You know, maybe there's something that person does and you think, actually, oh, I'm not quite sure I'm attracted to this person like the way I was right at the very start. You know, for some of you, you can be feeling depressed, and this is going to hit you, just how depressed you're feeling. So maybe that pain at the start of the month, it suddenly hits you just how depressed it's making you feel. This card can also talk about trusting your instincts this month. So if there's something with somebody you're not sure about, trust those initial instincts that you do have. And if you like somebody, trust them. You know, that's what your guts is there for. If you're single, there is definitely several prospective lovers around you that could get your eye of attention, shall we say. So there is definitely people this month for you, Aries. Your immediate future, you have the reversed Strength card. You know, this can talk actually about there no longer being that strong bond between two people. So it's definitely looking like you have options and that you might start dating somebody, but you know, you may go on those several dates and then realize actually there isn't a bond between the two of us, there isn't chemistry. I mean, this card can also represent, you know, about nasty arguments, and, you know, that is something you definitely don't want to get involved with, especially if it's somebody that you're dating that's new. You know, it really isn't worth it. So avoid any conflict, you know, because it does talk about conflict between two people. And I think if you're having, you know, arguments or petty arguments very early on, then that's a bad sign, isn't it? If you're still looking for someone, then you need to be confident, really believe in yourself, and get out there and just mingle with people and different people as well, because I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised if you do, who you could actually meet. And I think this is all positive. You know, don't push any boundaries, whatever those boundaries are for you. You know, don't be risky on the dating scene as well. Don't jeopardize your personal boundaries for people as well. Don't feel that you need to have to do something just to please somebody. You know, look after yourself and only do things that you feel comfortable doing. So yeah, definitely this month you've definitely got people there. People are interested. You're definitely dating. You definitely have your eye on people. And for your outcome, you have the Ace of Wands. You know, if you've got, for some of you, if you've got that crush on somebody, then be courageous. This talks about, you know, having the courage, you know, find that inner spirit in you and be courageous, and, you know, ask them if they're interested. You know, if you've started seeing someone, then, you know, it's definitely positive. It's now going in a positive direction. You're definitely, you know, there's definitely an understanding between the two of you. You know, maybe you realize you have so much in common, and, you know, you're definitely really happy by the end of the month. And again, for those of you that are still single, there is new love coming in. So there's definitely people coming in, Aries, and you should feel quite happy with that. You know, it's not a doom and gloom month. I know there's some issues with arguments or, you know, things turning sad, but there's always somebody else, and that's kind of what's showing in the cards. There is different options available for you. So remember, date, don't get involved in any conflict. If there's arguments with somebody, that is not the person for you. You're looking for that person that by the end of the month you can walk hand in hand with and feel confident and, you know, happy, and that's ultimately the person you want to find. So Aries, let me know down below, and I shall see you in April. Wow, April already. Take care. Bye. Right, so hello Aries, this is your love reading for the month of March for those of you in a relationship. So I'm just going to quickly go through the cards. You have the Knight of Pentacles upright, the reverse Six of Pentacles, the Death card, and the reverse Three of Pentacles and the reverse Three of Swords. So Aries, how are you feeling about your relationship and your partner? So for some of you, and I want to just remind you that this is a general love reading, so it's not going to resonate with all of you, but take the parts that, you know, it does resonate with, okay? The Knight of Pentacles. So definitely for some of you, you are definitely feeling like you're just in a routine. You're in a routine with your partner. You go about your day-to-day living, you know, you get up, you go to work, you come back, you make dinner. And I think the problem with routine is you are likely to suffer boredom. You can get bored very easily. So I think you're definitely in that mindset that you're bored and you're wondering, how can we have some more fun? How can we introduce fun into this relationship? Because that's what we need. So maybe that's something that you need to address with your partner, you know. And for those of you that are a little bit adventurous with your partner, be a bit careful that you're not over adventurous because this can usually lead to, in my opinion, bad habits, you know. So maybe if you decide to, oh, I hate to say this, but if you decide to make it a bit more kinkier, you know, by introducing a third person, be careful, because that can actually, you know, you can then lose the boundaries in your relationship, and that could end up leading to an affair. So if you go down the adventurous line too much, that isn't going to be a good thing, okay? So yes, you need fun, but Don't push the boundaries too much, because it could actually lead to getting out of control. So how your partner feels about you, or the relationship, where you have this, they have the reverse Six of Pentacles. So they definitely feel there's some issues. Now, you know, you've got Pentacles, both of you got Pentacles, and you have the Three of Pentacles here as well. I mean, Aries, are you dating an earth sign, you know? But there also could be money issues as well. And maybe they feel you're spending too much and you don't have a healthy kind of take on the money issues. You know, that could be something that they're very concerned about with you. Maybe, you know, maybe they feel you earn too much and that they don't like that. Or there could be an issue there with money, where they're spending too much. Maybe they're worried about debt, or maybe they just feel insecure because you're earning more money, or maybe they're resentful because they're earning more money and you don't earn any money. And, you know, I definitely also feel that they want you to open up more to them, okay? And they don't feel that you're giving enough to this relationship, or to them personally, maybe emotionally. You know, and that's, they definitely have some concerns, and I think those concerns are definitely workable, though. There's nothing really drastic there that can't be resolved. So you have the Death card for where your relationship is currently at. I mean, you could be really, really negative and say that somebody is thinking about ending it with you, Aries, because that's the key word for the Death card, is end. But maybe you just need to realize that you need to talk about things before it gets to that point. Maybe there's a concern that, oh my God, this relationship could end if we don't do something. So now is definitely the time to act on any of these concerns that you both have. You know, for some of you, you may be feeling that actually, I think we're better off as friends. Maybe you just feel there's more of a friendship bond than a relationship bond now. I mean, you're definitely both clinging on here. You're holding on tightly to try and make this relationship work. You're staying there. But you really need to ask yourself, is it worth it? And only you know the answer to that. Let's have a look. You have the Three of Pentacles in reversed for what your relationship needs. So this talks about communication and rebuilding, and that, you know, if you don't do that, then you're just not going to get anywhere, are you? You have to communicate. You know, I mean, this is quite a negative card in reverse, and it talks about different, you know, the differences between you are just too big now. And that it's affecting the feelings that you have for each other. I don't know, what, Aries, what are you going to do? You know, because you do have to communicate. Let's look at your outcome. You have the Three of Swords. So this can talk about a healing. It's a time to heal. But it's not going to be over quickly, you know. It's going to be a very slow process. This card can also talk about a love triangle. So maybe these differences, and maybe this feeling like there's nowhere to go with this relationship, has led to some form of love triangle. By the you know, that's your outcome. Maybe you turn elsewhere. There's definitely misunderstanding, sadness, sorrow. These are all key words for you. I think you really thought that you could patch things up, or that you can patch things up, and now you're realizing that it's actually a really, really hard journey now, and maybe the issues are just too big. You know, you're definitely going to be suffering by the end, and sadness, and I think that's maybe because you realize the relationship is now starting to fall apart. But you can heal from this, you know. Oh, it's such a gloomy end, isn't it? Because if you look at the issues, it doesn't seem that big. So why does it go so badly wrong by the end of the month? Aries, I'm so sorry. Let me know if any of this resonates with you. But you definitely need to talk and communicate. You definitely, and maybe you could turn this around. It'll be interesting to see what your reading is for April.